You've mentioned Peterborough there, Mick. Let's just touch on the Kioso situation again. He's back at Rotherham United, obviously. There, I read the comments from Darren Ferguson that Peter's told me he don't want to go back there. He wants to play for Rotherham United. Is basically what he said. And I was sat there thinking, I can't believe he's just said that in public. I can't believe he's taken a private conversation from a player who's going back to that football club and publicly said, he didn't want to go to that football club. I couldn't believe it. It just completely, I don't know what disrespectful in the mind of the player. I just felt really unprofessional. I read it and I don't normally get on with those kind of things, but I just thought that would bang out of order that he came out and publicly said that, to be honest with you. Am I overreacting?
No, not at all. I think you're underreacting. Okay. It's an utterly ridiculous thing to say in public and incredibly unprofessional. But there must be something in the water down in Peterborough. My geography is not brilliant. I guess they've not really got any sort of local derbies, have they? Any sort of rivalry? So, and this sounds a bit like I'm a 14-year-old, doesn't it? You know, I'm a 14-year-old pig fan trying to create rivalries with people. It's really bizarre. The whole episode strikes me as just being really, really peculiar. You know, you get a player on loan, all well and good, and they do really, really well. We've had them all. We've had loads over the years, as I've every other club up and down the country, and they go back. And you shrug your shoulders and go, oh, they've gone back. Maybe we can get them back on loan. I mean, I don't remember crying when Dan Barlaser went back to Newcastle and screaming and bawling about Newcastle taking him back and not playing him. I mean, I have done when he's gone to Middlesbrough, but he's not on loan there, is he? You know, it's really, really unprofessional. And I mean, what you read on social media, you take with a pinch of salt because half of it is just people fishing for comments, but some people clearly genuinely believe this, and it's really bizarre, really weird, and like you say, unprofessional from the club, which I'm not surprised. That doesn't surprise me from Darren Ferguson. It doesn't surprise me from Peterborough United with the likes of Barry Fry and Dara in there. You know, unprofessionalism is not something that would surprise me coming from any of those people. But yeah, it's just weird. It really is weird. I don't know. I saw something on Twitter today, and I meant to bookmark it so I could mention it tonight. But there is another similar set of circumstances with another club who've loaned a player somewhere, and now the team that they've loaned it to are crying like babies because they've recalled them. I can't remember who it is. I wish I could, but it's a very similar situation. It's like, what's happened all of a sudden? I mean, it's just bizarre. Really bizarre, but anyway, whatever. He's our player. He's back with us. He won't be going back to Peterborough unless Dara decides he's going to get a bank loan out, a payday loan, and pay for him. It's that simple. So get over it and move on.
The quote is from Darren Ferguson. This is from BBC Cambridgeshire Sport, the pre-match interview. The quote is, "Peter has made it clear that he wants to stay with us." There's two or three things it could be, Dan. It could be genuine. It could be real. Peter Kioso could have said that, and he might have done. But to say it in public, it feels like a tactic, to be honest with you. It feels like he is trying to undermine Peter Kioso with his situation at Rotherham, so that either the fans turn on him, Liam Richardson turns on him, or whatever the case may be, so that we as a club have no else option, but we've got to get rid of him back to Peterborough United. It thinks he's like his dad, but a rubbish football club, to be honest with you. Sorry, we're no better than Peterborough United, to be honest with you, in terms of a football club. But you can't play the Alex Ferguson card of mind games at Peterborough United or Rotherham United or Shrewsbury Town or something like that. And that feels like what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I'm sorry if this saying offends anybody, but it reeks of tough titty.
It does.
Because Kioso's our player, we pay his wages. All right, fair enough. Peterborough paid a percentage of his wages to have him on loan. But by all registered accounts and through law and whatever, he is our player. So we have the right, if it's written into his contract, to recall him at any time we saw fit. And it's mainly the January transfer window. We've seen with Jamie McCart, we didn't have that clause in his contract, so he's staying put to Barnsley's benefit. But with Kioso, he had that clause in his contract where we could recall him early. We have done. Deal with it. That's it. There's no other way around it. If it is a private conversation that Darren Ferguson's given to the press, then it's a breach of confidentiality, which is quite serious for a manager and a player, because it's private conversation. No one ever wants to have the private conversations leaked, whether it's through trying to undermine it to keep him to get him to go back or whatever. But I find it more interesting with what their chairman said, where he replied to a fan, I think it was, where he said, "Oh, we can't afford him now, but we will be able to in the summer." And it's like, well, hang on. Does that mean they're banking on getting promoted and then being able to buy him, which is still a fair gamble? Because correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Peterborough are in the automatics, are they? So it's still a gamble for them. So it just it's a very similar feeling to when we went up on points per game during when the season was for Cody.
That's exactly what this is about. That's precisely what all this is about.
It's just stemmed from that. They're all still bitter about it. The nearest derby for Peterborough is Cambridge. We're in League 2, I think.
No, they're both in League 1. Yeah, both in League 1. Yeah.
Why are they harping on at us then? Be annoyed at Cambridge. Be proud that you're doing better than they are. You know what I mean? Or are they just bitter that we've played Leicester and they haven't because that's the next local derby? You know what I mean? Just get over yourselves. He's our player. Deal with it. If you want him, buy him. If you can't, tough. Done. Sorted.
Yeah. I would be.